Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I haven't been very active lately. I've been really busy with school and with other things that have been going on. But let's get into the video. Today's video is FLEXMOD schedule versus a regular 6 through 8 period schedule. So let's go. Alright guys, so we are going to be starting with the FLEXMOD schedule. So the definition of a FLEXMOD schedule is basically a schedule that has 1 through 30 mods periodically through the day. Each mod can range from 10 minutes to 15 minutes. The school I was going to, one mod was 15 minutes, but it was technically 10 because we would leave the last 5 minutes before the mod ended so we could get to our next class. Classes are put in through 1 mod to 5 mods. Like your class could be 5 mods long, or it could be only 1 mod long. So some classes you would have only for 10 minutes, other classes you could have for like around 50. It honestly depends on what your teacher chose and how he or she put in her class into the schedule. Now, each day your class is not the same. It's not going to be at the exact same time like a regular schedule. Every single day your class changes. On Monday, it could be through English could be mods 1 through 5. On a Tuesday, you might not even have that class. On a Wednesday, it could be mods 22 through 25. On Thursday, you might not have it, or you might only have it for 1 mod. Or Friday, sometimes you might have it for like 6 mods, or maybe only 2. It honestly depends on what the teacher chooses. Now, each day, your class is in a different mod. Sometimes it's nice in there than the exact same mod, so you kind of memorize it. But each day, you might not have the same exact class. Like, as I just said before, Monday you might not have English, but you'll have it every other day of the week. The one tricky thing about FLEXMOD is the time. The time really sucks because you could only be in one class for a mod and then you would have to leave to go to a next one and only be in there for like 2 or 3. So the time was very tricky for it, and there are a lot of conflicts because sometimes classes overlap. If you were taking multiple classes, your classes can overlap, and it's called a conflict, where you could have English for mods 1 through 3, and you could have math for mods 3 through 5. Excuse me. So that one mod number 3 is a conflict, and you have to choose, are you going to leave late from your English class to get to your math class? Are you going to arrive late to your math class because you want to stay in English for mod 3, or you can leave early from English so you can go to your math class? Now, that was really tricky, and a lot of kids were put into a resource because they weren't able to get caught up due to the fact that they had a conflict in their schedule and they were missing like 10 to 15 minutes of their class. Resources are put in there so you can work on that specific class in a specific classroom. There is math resource and English resource and science resource and history resource. The things that I liked about the resources were that there were actual teachers in there that taught the specific class. So you would always be able to get help if you're running behind, and that was one of the nice perks about it. The things that really sucked about FLEXMOD is that your schedule was never the same. It's laid out as you never have the same class every single day at the exact same time, but your schedule never changes. It's like that. So like every Monday your mods will stay the same. Every Tuesday your mods will stay the same for like a semester. So it's not every week they changed, it's just every day the schedule was different. It was really hard on me for this and on a lot of other people due to the fact that you had to be constantly moving. You were never in the exact same class, you were always around new people, you know, and people with anxiety have a hard time with that. And that was one of my many struggles for that because I was never always in the exact same class. I was always around different kids, and usually when you're in a specific grade, you're usually in classes with people that like you feel comfortable because like they're always constantly in your class. You see them every single day. It's the exact same routine. But this was different because that's not how it was. Like you would see them every day of that specific week in that specific class. So it was very tricky. The timing was really hard. You would also be put into guided study halls where you would basically just work and work and work on certain things, and you wouldn't have the exact same privileges as a regular study hall. In a regular study hall, you would be able to go on your phone or just work on whatever you wanted, which was nice. Grades really slipped for a lot of kids, and a lot of kids actually transferred out due to the fact of FLEXMOD. Another thing that FLEXMOD caused was how easy it was to skip class. And this is how I got truant. If I didn't like the class, I just had to go, scan my ID card, and walk out of the classroom, and the teacher wouldn't even know that I was not there. It was very easy to skip. So a lot of kids got truancies. We got truancy tickets. You know, you would get a social worker, you would get in really big trouble, you would have to go to court, and it wasn't the best thing. Some of the good perks about FLEXMOD, though, is how many classes you could take, how you could get hours off, or just have, like, breaks in between classes. Sometimes that was really nice. And the flexibility of it all. And there was also more help offered. My choice personally is I would never choose to go back to FLEXMOD. I absolutely hated it. It was not something that worked for me. The only thing I really liked about it was the big long study halls that if I was having anxiety due to that, I could go sit in the guidance office and just scan in there. So that's just the one thing that I really hated about the FLEXMOD. I don't really recommend it to anybody to do the FLEXMOD. You know, a lot of people like it and some people don't. And the FLEXMOD, it was just a really hard schedule to get around. So yeah, let's move on to the regular schedule.